Body of man with gunshot wounds found in container in Spanish Town. The body of a man with gunshot wounds was found in a container on the compound of a non-profit community organization, Children First, in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, on Sunday night. The deceased has been identified as 31-year-old laborer Orlando Roper, otherwise called Bikehead, of Monk Street. The organization is located on Monk Street. Reports are that explosions were heard in the area and the police were summoned. Upon arrival, Roper's body was found lying on its back in a container on the compound. Checks revealed what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the upper body. He was transported to the nearby Spanish Town Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The matter is being investigated by the Spanish Town Police. It's been just years. Residents of Montego Bay West Village were on Monday struggling to cope with the death of Latoya Stevenson, who was fatally shot Saturday night during an attack on Reading Main Road in St. James that left her cop husband and young son injured. They were also grieved of Choco Caribbean Adventures, where she was human resource business partner. We are deeply saddened by the tragic shooting of our colleague Latoya Stevenson and members of her family, Choco Executive Deputy Chairman John Blythe told reporters. Our theme is devastated. The senseless act of violence is the type of crime we must work towards to eradicate from our country forever, he noted. Blythe noted that while the incident came at a time when major crimes are trending down, it's a reminder that more must be done. As a people, we must commit to staying the course with our crime fighters, making a change in how we work together with the focus on the crime-free society we want, and being part of the change ourselves so that such strategies never occur again, Blythe insisted. Tears of grief have been flowing freely inside the gated community in which Stevenson lived with her family. She was an active member of the Citizens Association, who other members spoke glowingly about her and the void her death has left. We've literally been crying from yesterday morning. Yesterday we had our football event and we had a moment of silence for her, one association member told reporters. None of the residents interviewed wished to be identified by name. It's been just years, couldn't be held back, the woman added. According to association members, Stevenson, who lived in the community for more than 5 years with her spouse and child, was part of the board's event planning and fundraising committee and was regularly seen around the community center. She utilizes our park ever so often because she exercises there. She takes her son there. Everybody would see her. She would walk with different persons, said an associated member. One of my neighbors, she would be walking with the neighbor and he's distraught. When you see a man crying yesterday, when I call him and advise him of the death, she continued. The attack on the family, she said, has touched everyone in the community, whether they knew Stevenson or not, because it feels so close to home. It's a really sad day for us because she's someone that we work with, so we are pretty shaken by the entire ordeal, one association member noted. She also sought to provide insight into the life of the 36-year-old woman. She was a quiet person. She's very willing. She gets along well with everyone. She has a calm spirit. She normally takes her walk in the community center around the jogging trail. She's always with her son, she pointed out. The community has sought solace in prayer. We are a praying community, and that is the beauty about Montego Bay West Village. We are a praying community, and we have left it all in the Almighty's hand. To be honest, one resident noted. We are praying for a resolution. We are praying for something to happen in terms of the conviction of the perpetrator. We are praying that the family will find a little ease. We know they won't get over it anytime soon because with death it takes time, she continued. Encouragement is also being offered for Stevenson's son and spouse who are receiving medical care. We're praying, the entire committee is praying for both the young boy and his dad. We really hope that they pull through, said an associate member. According to the police, 2 suspects in Saturday night's attack were killed during alleged confrontation with the security forces Monday morning. Missing the mark. Political analyst Damon Garden says political manifesto has not been verified as having any impact or sway on how Jamaicans vote despite the significant emphasis placed on the documents. However, the University of the West Indies lecturer said for the documents, which detail political parties' plan and policies, to produce their intended effect, they need to be widely circulated and read by voters, followed by the convening of floor to facilitate meaningful discussions around key ideas. I would be interested to know how many voters base their decision on party's manifesto. I think we have generally assumed that manifesto has this high value that has not really been verified, he told reporters. His assessment comes amid months-long call for some sectors in the country, for both the governing Jamaica Labour Party and the opposition People's National Party, to produce manifestos in what he shaped up to be the pivotal election year. On Sunday, JLP Campaign Committee Chair Dr. Christopher Tufton said the party is now focusing on its book of achievement and is taking this in stages. He said the JLP has been in office for over 9 years and that it's important for the party to remain and demonstrate that Jamaicans that those years have been purposeful and have bettered their lives. Once we get through that to the population, and that is a work in progress, we will then release the manifesto, which is an aspirational document for which we will go, stated Tufton. I can't say this week or next, but it certainly will be released before the time, and discussions around it take place, he noted. The PNP is expected to release a manifesto soon at the launch of the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston. It comes just 3 weeks before the September 3rd general election. The nomination of candidates will take place on August 18. Garden said there is a reduced appetite and interest among Jamaican voters to engage with political material, especially manifesto, which tends to be long, wordy, and sometimes too aspirational rather than practical. He said generally, political parties will face the problem of how to generate widespread interest in their manifesto that would make the extremely damaging task of producing them worthy. He further stated that this challenge is compounded by the fact that there are other low-cost and effective channels, especially digital interfaces, that political parties can use to quickly and in simpler manner disseminate political information, messaging to voters. Garden said there is also the view that voters in the Jamaican political context who are most interested in manifestos are the skeptics or cynics who are least likely to vote. All of these are valid considerations. However, insofar as the release of the manifesto might have a marginal effect on influencing the decisions of uncommitted or undecided voters, the political parties must find a way to produce and circulate manifestos in a way that ensures maximum engagement and resonance with target groups. The conventional approach of simply putting it out there will not be enough, he stated. The results of Don Anderson public opinion poll conducted between September 27 and October 3, 2024 showed almost 60% of the respondents indicated that they do not rely on manifesto to make a decision. In the survey, which captured the views of 1,012 Jamaicans, aged 18 years or older, 58.7% say they have no impact, 14.1% say some impact, while 13.6% confirm that they have great impact. A similar 13.6% said they have little impact. The survey had a margin of error, or plus or minus 3%, and at the 95th confidence level. It is not clear whether those figures stand together, but at the time, Anderson said, while Jamaicans have indicated that debates between leaders and candidates, parties' manifestos, plans, party conferences, and receiving gifts to vote all have no impact on their willingness to vote, manifesto represented the factor highest on these lists, though this accounted for less than 30% of all voters surveyed. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.